There is a problem so big that Mojang have tried and failed time and time again to fix it. What is that? It is Minecraft's inventory problem. In this video we're going to be talking about a very interesting, although joking solution a Minecraft developer known as KingBDogs actually thought about in a very recent post. We're going to be talking about all of this and more, so with that being said, be sure you tag along in the comments below. But with that being said, let's get right into it. As I said, this problem has been around almost since Minecraft itself, and that is the game's inventory problem. I'm sure some of you may not care about this, therefore may have never even heard of this problem. It's not really the focus of many people. If you ask someone what do you think is a big issue in Minecraft, they might say the lack of dual wielding, or the lack of this, or the lack of that. But this is a problem that we've all encountered time and time again, and Mojang have actually tried to fix it, and as I said, that is the inventory problem. Basically what this runs down to is the game's inventory not being able to keep up with the game itself. Originally Mojang tried to fix this with the introduction of shulker boxes, and I would say till this day it is probably one of the most successful things Mojang have done to combat this failing inventory system. Many games out there have many different ways of dealing with this. There is a weight system, there's a size system, there's a bunch of things which developers do to work against this, but what is done in Minecraft is something very iconic. Things are actually split up into stacks of 64. It can be 64, it can be 16, it varies quite a little bit, but the main number we'll know, we'll love, we'll remember is 64. 64 is the stack size in Minecraft. If you go mining, if you break any number or any amount of things in Minecraft, you will wind up with a stack of 64. Why was this number chosen? I'm sure there's an explanation out there, but I'm not entirely sure. It's very iconic, as KingBDogs himself does actually go on to mention. But a very interesting tweet was made out of the blue the other day, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. KingBDogs did actually say, bit of a share of thought, I constantly wonder if it would be a good thing to increase the max stack size from like 64 to 128. Problem I always see is existing redstone contraptions with items in hoppers, dispensers, etc. could cause a lot of problems, but maybe not too bad, question mark. Now this would basically increase the inventory size from 64 to 128, theoretically creating double the inventory space in Minecraft characters inventory, which would be definitely awesome. Now instantly, as soon as this was posted, there was a bunch of bad responses below this, of people saying why they do not want this, and kind of being fearful that KingBDogs was actually thinking about implementing this. Now before we move on to the response to the community, let's talk about what this change would actually do to Minecraft. But first I want to use Terraria as an example. Terraria is very similar to Minecraft, but unlike Minecraft, it does not share the same inventory problem. Stacks in that game go all the way up to 999, a very nice round number, all the way up at 999. Obviously this gives the player a lot more inventory space, but it also makes a bit more sense because the game is 2D, made up of a lot more blocks, and obviously therefore creates a lot more things to be mined, meaning you need a lot more space. But as we can tell by the difference between these two games, Terraria has a bit more of a freedom approach, where it wants the player to have a lot more inventory space, whereas Minecraft almost restricts the player, which is an all new gameplay loop in itself, of mining, going back emptying inventory, and so on and so forth. Now theoretically this does sound like a cool change, but as many people indicated in the comments to this tweet, this would be changing something which is very, very iconic. At this point with Minecraft, I really think that people should at least try to move on from some things about Minecraft which are iconic. Mojang have kind of used this themselves about the whole iconic argument, but it really does not make sense to me. Since about 2011, and especially since the game was sold to Microsoft, Mojang have made so many changes to iconic factors of Minecraft without any complaints at all. They've changed the user interface, they've changed multiple things about the game which people thought of as iconic. They've changed the textures, they've changed a bunch of things. So would changing the inventory space from 64 to 128 really be a bad change? I'm not sure. I think it would be one of them where at first players are upset and they do not want this change, but then once it's actually been changed, people could not go on without this. Now let's look at the response from King B Dogs, who said this isn't a change being considered, it's just something I think about a lot. It's hard to kind of tell if this is kind of an afterthought, like King B Dogs put the idea out there, expected people to love it, and then kind of took the statement back and just says this is not a change that's being added, or was this actually just a change that's not meant to be added? From the way King B Dogs worded this tweet at first, it was really exciting when I saw this at first, because I thought, oh, this change could actually be happening, but then to kind of see King B Dogs retract the statement and kind of say, oh, this change is not being considered, like, it kind of upset me a bit, because I would personally really like to see Mojang at least try out this, maybe in like a beta maybe, but yeah, it was definitely quite a roller coaster to go through, from King B Dogs actually talking about this to then actually taking it back. Nevertheless, very awesome. Hopefully one day Mojang will try to be a bit more experimental and maybe a bit more risky with some of the changes they make. I've saw a lot of other games out there which make drastic changes in some betas and then actually go back on them, but it's just the experience of trying them out, trialing them and seeing what the community thinks about them. I do not think it should be this big deal, like this big occasion. If Mojang actually wanted to do something like this, I just think maybe Mojang should throw it out there, let people try it out, then give feedback, take it out if people don't like it, but just at least let people experience it. Like, this is kind of a turning point for me, because it makes me go from actually agreeing with Mojang about all of this to then kind of being like, well, why not try out this feature and see if it works? If it doesn't, I just think personally that would be awesome. But it's been me, ItzJhief, for a while. Have an amazing day. Be sure to let me know what you think about this down below in the comments. Would you like Minecraft's inventory or stack size to be increased from 64 to 128? So let me know what you think about King B Dogs' shower thought. But with that being said, I'm going to go now, play some Minecraft, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.